3. Hello friends, welcome back to the foothills of Appalachia in North Georgia. As we all know, the weather's been bad for the past month. It's not been good to be outside for much of anything. But today we're going to try to do a little bit of prep work for our 2024 garden season. And all we can do now is what we can do now, we won't have to do when it's time to plant. So it's too muddy and too wet to do any tilling. I've tilled the garden twice back in the fall, but now it's too wet to do any tilling. So today we're going to clean off our bean trellis and our tomato stakes. Go ahead and get them all cleaned up and ready to go, and that way we won't have to do that when it's time to be tilling. Won't be wasting our time. So we're going to clean this off and get everything ready to go. It's a wonderful day today. It's nice and sunny. It's February the 2nd. Like I say, it's the first good day we've had in a month's time. So we want to welcome you back to the channel, and we're going to get busy. Hope you enjoy the video. I think I'm going to pull these metal T-posts up where I can till around them. I had them too close together. I had my tomatoes really too close together, and I'm going to pull them up, and planting time comes, I'm going to spread them out a little bit further, because I had a little bit of trouble with insects, and they were just jammed together too close, and I'm going to pull them up and spread them out a little bit better this springtime. I don't know how hard they'll be to get out of the ground. I don't think it'll be too hard because it's pretty wet. Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. Pretty muddy. It'll take my garden a little while to dry out. It's pretty flat and it holds a lot of water. And it's usually kind of late because it won't dry out enough to till. But we're going to go ahead and do what we can do before planting time comes, and then that way we'll be that much ahead. I know a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people say, well, why don't you just burn that stuff off of these posts and off that wire? You might think, well, you just want to do it the hard way, but no, there's a reason why you don't need to burn it. Because if you burn it, it will make your T-post rust, and it'll make your cattle paddles rust, and they won't last near as long. They'll just deteriorate fast. So we don't want them to rust, so we'll just do it the harder way. Now, I have some tomato cages, a few, but it really costs a lot to go buy a big 100-foot roll of wire and make tomato cages. It takes time, and So I just use what I have. You don't have to have a lot of money to get started in gardening. Just use what you have, because we had a fence we took down. Used to have a mule down in the pasture, and we sold him, and we just took the fence down, so we had plenty of posts, and we just use them in the garden. They'll not go to waste. It's very muddy. It's just about too muddy to be out here, but we've had some pretty bad weather. It's been cold and been windy and been raining a lot. Like I say, it's been a month since we had any weather at all that's good. So while it's sunny today, you need to just get outside. It's good for a body to be outside. Just get outside and work a little bit. It's good for your health. Just makes you feel better. Got to keep it moving around. So that didn't take too long. We have our fence posts pulled up that we stake our tomatoes with, and we have our trellis behind us here cleaned off. We usually put beans on that, and cucumbers and butternut squash, anything that climbs. If you never tried trellis and cucumbers, that's the way to go. They don't get mud on them when it rains hard, and they're easier to pick. You just walk down the road and see them. They're just hanging there. Just pull them off and go on. You don't have to bend over and get out on your hands and knees digging and scratching and looking for them. Much easier. And it utilizes their space more, because we don't have a lot of space. I like to try to grow a different variety of things. So anyways, this, like I say, it's too muddy to dig and till right now, and all the prep work we can do now will help us when it comes time to till, when it gets dry enough. I work a full-time job, and I'm always working, and I don't have a lot of time to work in a garden, but I love working in a garden. It's good for you to get out and outdoors and work. Hard work never hurt anybody. But we're going to try to have a good garden this year. I'm going to kind of experiment a little bit. I have some leaves over here bagged up. I'm going to spread those out over the garden and till those in, and have a lot more leaves in the yard that we can rake up, and we're going to start mulching with leaves. And I know for a fact it cuts down on the weeding, and the less work you can do, the better off you'll be. It's hard work. It's not for the lazy person. The gardening is not. But I enjoy gardening and enjoying providing food for my family. Everything that we can grow here, we won't have to spend our money buying at the grocery store. And we have a few chickens that lays eggs. We'll show you the chickens in a few minutes here. And we have one potbelly pig for a pet. It's just a pet. aggravate my wife. Said, "Well, make some good bacon." She said, "No, we can't do that." Here's our chickens. There's a Rhode Island, three of them's Rhode Island red. The rooster is a Rhode Island red, and the lighter colored ones are red 6 links. But this is Red and his girls. And the pig over here's name is Daisy. And she's been her pet. I think she's about 14 years old. She's pretty old, and so we're not going to turn her into bacon. Here you go, Daisy. Come here, girl. Come here. So this is our turnip greens and collards that we sowed back in the fall. The cold weather just about killed them out, but there's a few of them in there, a few small little turnips, but that's pretty much all we have left in the garden this year. We have a raised bed with some onions in it and some spinach, and it's barely hanging on, but we'll pull all this up soon and till it in. I've tilled the garden twice already. And I think it's going to help about keeping a lot of weeds out, but once it dries up enough, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to spread some leaves, a thin layer of leaves over this. I'm going to till them in and let them decompose in there a little bit, and then once I start my garden, get my rows of plants and seeds coming up, then I get them big enough, start fertilizing them, then I'm going to mulch everything with leaves. I have plenty of leaves, and I think that's going to help on the weed control and a lot of good earthworms in the ground here. And I have contractor bags full of leaves. I have several of those, and we're going to kind of experiment. And I've mulched a little bit with leaves, and it helps because in this part of North Georgia, usually about June and July, it really turns dry. And I know the mulch is going to help holding in the moisture, and seems like it makes the crop do better. And like I say, we have a few little onions. They're not real big. They're good eating size for eating fresh. That's all we have left. Have a few turnips. I was afraid the cold weather froze them, but I think they made it. Here's our small bed. It's like a 10 by 12 in size. And I just made this garden back this past winter. We have onions in it, and there were carrots, spinach, cabbage, and broccoli, and collard. And before I planted this, I had tomatoes and peppers and corn in it. So we're just experimenting with this, but cold weather's pretty much got it killed. The onions are still good. We need to be eating those. A few things just barely hanging on. We're really looking forward to our 2024 gardening season. Really excited about it and getting our plants started. It's time to get our cabbage and peppers and stuff like that planted and try to grow our own plants if we can. try to plant some potatoes, and we got some raised garden beds we're going to be building. Lots of plans in the future, and we have some muscadines and figs and apples, and we're going to be blueberries, blackberries. We're going to be trying to video pruning our muscadines and fruit trees and transplanting some blackberries and some raspberries, and lots of plans, and we're excited about it. And we hope you enjoyed our video. Like and subscribe if you feel free to like and subscribe, and we hope you enjoyed our videos, and we're glad you've joined us in the foothills of Appalachia in North Georgia. Thank you for watching.